What up, homies? And do you know the quotes from that black man state that he was treated better in Germany in the 1930s than he was over here in North America? Also, there was people who were in power over there at the time, and they were saying, "Oh, he's against this and against that." He actually met the Olympian who was the world's fastest man after in Germany and shook his hand. President Roosevelt at the time never met with the gentleman who I'm going to have to pull his name up right now. I forget his name, but he's a boss in the World Olympic running. In the world of running, this dude's a legend. Who is the world's fastest man in 1933? Jesse Owens. So Jesse Owens, listen to this. In 1933, while Jesse Owens was still a high school student, he was considered a very fast runner, winning 3 events at the 1933 National Interscholastic Championship in Chicago. Chi-Town, baby, a very old place. Sits somewhat next door to New York. I mean, you got Jersey, and then I believe it's Chi-Town, right? Owens, a future Olympic star, was a student at East Technical High School in Cleveland. So he was, I guess he went to Ohio. He was in Ohio for a while. He gained national attention at the 1933 National High School Championships in Chicago, where he equaled the world record in the 100-yard dash, 9.4 seconds. And long jump, 24 feet, 9.5 inches, 7.56 meters. He won 3 events at the 1933 National Interscholastic Championships in Chicago. You do know why that they host these events, right? They're testing super abilities. It's true. The fastest men are the strongest men. The strongest legs, the fastest and strongest hearts in the world. Ralph Metcalf. If I was going to have a breeding competition, I would want to know which of the different breeds of plants grew the fastest, were the most potent. This is what they do with humans, okay? Eddie Tolan, nicknamed the Midnight Express, was another American sprinter who won gold medals in the 100 and 200 meters at the 1932 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles. Tolan won the 75, the 100, the 220-yard events at the World Professional Sprint Championships in Melbourne in 1935, becoming the first man to win both the amateur and professional World Sprint Championships. Just a little taste of some great men. Owens went on to achieve even greater fame at the 1936 Berlin Olympics, where he won 4 gold medals. He won gold medals in the 100-meter dash, 200-meter dash, long jump, and the 4x100-meter relay. His 100-meter record of 10.3 seconds stood for over 80 fucking years. This is a real champion, a real man, right? But you guys, most of you have never heard of Jesse Owens. That's pathetic. Jesse Owens was celebrated in Berlin in 1936. Jesse Owens' performance at the 1936 Berlin Olympics, where he won 4 gold medals, is a celebrated moment in sports history, particularly for his triumph over the regime's ideology of racial superiority. Boy, oh boy. Here's a more detailed look at Jesse Owens. No. So we don't even get into it. Jesse Owens was congratulated by the president of Germany. Well, it's common misconception did not snow Jesse Owens at the night Berlin. Instead, the exchange of a wave, a salute, and Owens felt more snubbed by U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt. This is from Jesse Owens' mouth. Here's a more detailed explanation. The myth of the snub. After the 1936 Berlin Olympics, a story circulated that the H-Man, enraged by Owens' victories, refused to congratulate him. The reality, while H-Man didn't shake Owens' hand, he did give him a friendly little salute or exchange congratulatory waves, according to sports reporter and Owens himself. So it's from the sports reporter who was at the games, probably has pictures of this, and then wrote about it. And then Owens himself stated this. This is the reality. Owens' perspective. Owens later stated that he felt snubbed by President of the United States of America, Roosevelt, Franklin D. Roosevelt, who never invited him to the White House or acknowledged his unreal triumphs for the country of America. Roosevelt's lack of acknowledgement after Owens' Olympic achievements, including 4 gold medals, is what Owens felt was the real snub. The H-Man's actions did not publicly congratulate any gold medalists after the first day of competition. So no one got a congratulations, even if you were from Germany and you won a gold medal on the first day. He didn't congratulate anybody. According to sports reporter and author Paul Gallico, writing from Berlin, Owens was led below the honor box, where he smiled and bowed. H-Man gave him a friendly salute and sitting down with the armband. Owens himself later confirmed this, claiming that the exchange congratulatory waves. It doesn't let me read any more about that. It ... Is it true that FDR snubbed Owens in his Olympic achievements? So it's very, very disheartening, and just to know that America, wants to be recognized as the greatest, but the people who put America atop the pedestal aren't being recognized, right? So you can call it what you want, but I mean, if he was paid a small sum of money and he brought home all that gold, what do you call him at the end of the day? Think about what the term is he's called. And remember that this stuff still goes on over 100 years later. You'll have people with outstanding achievements in life never garnishing a hey, how you doing, a wow, shit, good job, bud, nothing, right? I'm old enough now. I'm sure Jesse Owens as well. That man sounds like a boss through and through. And you don't get to be as powerful physically as he is if you aren't mentally there. You understand what I'm saying? It comes from bosses. It takes one to know one. I'm telling you straight up. Jesse Owens is an ultra boss who understood early on that he wasn't going to get accreditation for his accomplishments in life, right? He still continues to be the fastest runner, knowing he is not going to get the spoils of victory that he so rightly deserved after winning those races, right? He still did it. And that's your reasoning for why you should always be the best that you can be, regardless if you never get what you're worth. You should always do the best for you, to shine bright and be recognized, right? One day you will have your time of recognition. My time probably won't be, while I'm here to see it, but I think one day eventually somebody will recognize some form or one of my videos as one of the greatest things ever to be done. And I made a lot of videos, right? So I get there's not very much good stuff there, but there's got to be at least one or two, right? There has to be at least one or two good videos, because I'm not a moron, right? These are the facts, right? So, but until the right king or queen or man with the tall black top hat comes along to recognize me, to put me atop of that pedestal, it's not going to happen until then, right? Things don't magically happen on their own anymore. They realized that it's too powerful to give somebody the limelight. They control all forms of the limelight. They rehearse and manipulate the red carpets years in advance to decide who walks down in 1999, in 1980, in 2025, till 2050. They have decided right now who will walk down those red carpets and whose names will be written in gold and bright lights will be shone upon them. When you talk about a publisher, when you write a book to try and become famous, your book has to have a publisher, right? Now, there's so many things I would love to tell you and say to you, but I will be real and I'll tell you this. Publishers are a paid platform. They're paid to push your book in as many shops around the world as possible. Now, I mean, you can think what you want, but if you were a proper publisher, you would have endless money right now at this point, right? I'll explain. You've had 100 years of publishing. There's only 3 or 4 publishers in the world, and they're probably all from the same family. 3 or 4 publishers in the entire world. So what y'all don't understand is the people who decide who gets a #1 bestseller, who gets to have their book inflated to be, this is such a gripping, everybody must have this book in their bathrooms, on their toilets to read every night. You know what I mean? Like the book is just like toilet paper or toothpaste. It's a necessity, right? They influence through the biggest influencers. They influence book clubs, right? They got the O book club and all sorts of book clubs. These people are inflated by the publisher 20 years back to now use for their bidding. Do you get what I mean? On their TV shows that they inflated them. They own them, right? They make 30-50% of their money. Probably the other person pays the taxes on the whole lot of it. You can't make this stuff up. You can't. But this is the way these deals and these contracts go down. It's come to my attention that there's a lot of people on YouTube and Google who have been hindering other YouTubers, right? So I took it upon myself to raise awareness of this all over the world and explain how damning it is to have only a select few people choose who is going to be the next celebrity. That is, it's extremely highly illegal, number one, because of backdoor inflating measures, right? You can backdoor deal over and over, through and through that way, right? So you talk about, cutting costs on advertising. They are not, they're getting away with free promotion for advertising off streamers who are owned by, name a cereal company, name an energy drink company, right? Any person with half a brain can see this. If unless you're not familiar with branding, marketing, and you have no business expertise in the slightest, then this stuff is way over your heads. Way over your heads. That's going to be a large percentage of people in the world. So what you need to ask yourself is, what type of content have you been watching, right? Are you aiding them, or are you helping us, right? Us is a group of people who doesn't care to be held down, kept back, lied to, cheated, and stolen from. That's who us is. Them, they're the ones, they do the most evil of bidding for the devil. Period. Hey, bum dia. How you doing? Um, yeah. I think I'm gonna come back with should I do some like gaming? I'll be right back with another banger. Stay tuned. More great videos just like this. Peace.